Good morning, everyone. I'm Janice Jensen, President and CEO of Habitat for Humanity East Bay Silicon Valley. I sure wish we could gather in person today, but we absolutely could not let this milestone pass without commencing it. So here we are virtually, like everything else in life, right? Because today we celebrate the completion of the final 19 homes of Central Commons, and with that, the fruition of a 30-home neighborhood in the heart of Fremont. And this is a big achievement of an amazing community of people and support. And today is a chance to say thank you from all of us for being part of this neighborhood story, and to welcome the newest families to become a part of the Fremont community. So even though we cannot be together and we're here virtually, we can still express the spirit of gathering today. And I hope you will help us with that. You can take part of it by commenting in the bottom of your screen, and some of your comments will be featured on screen as we go through the broadcast. There are so many thousands of hearts and hands that have built this neighborhood. From the generosity of sponsors and donors to the labor of volunteers, like so many of you, and of course the sweat equity of our homeowners, to the voices of affordable housing advocates, to the prayers and well wishes of thousands more. There are some key partners that I'd like to mention in particular. And that is the California Department of Housing and Community Development, the City of Fremont, PG&E, Wells Fargo, Grifols, Cisco. They are, along with so many others, have given so much to bring these families home. And with all of that energy poured into these 30 homes, toward the strength and stability and self-reliance that families will build on in their new homes. We've seen it time and time again. I've seen kids standing right by their parents during the dedication ceremony. And they grow up to be the first of anybody in their family to graduate from college and go on to very successful careers. I've seen homeowners proudly send in their very final mortgage payment when they've actually paid off their mortgage. Families whose children have never had the freedom to play outside, get together and entertain and be with friends. I've seen families from communities like Central Commons where dozens of kids play together, neighbors know each other and they mingle and share meals. And the homes become the hearth where extended family and friends gather. We know that home ownership is the foundation of so much more. It can bring better health, certainly better education and financial wellness to a family. It strengthens communities. It's more than the homes we build. Habitat builds opportunity, and you are a part of that. And I can't wait to see what our newest Central Commons families will do with that opportunity. So we begin our dedication ceremonies this morning with a call to gather. And in a time like this, as we stand apart from one another for the health of our community, I think it's really important that that we gather in other ways, in spirit and in purpose, so we never lose sight of our mission. Ever since we broke ground on a dirt lot quite a while back now, our neighbors across the street at Centerville Presbyterian Church have been wonderful, wonderful friends to Habitat and to Central Commons. We're so grateful for their generosity, their support of our events and our construction staff, and of course their partnership. And I'm excited that this morning we have a welcome from our Centerville's Reverend Sam Notneris to call us together.
Hey, thanks, Janice, and thank you for watching today. I'm Pastor Sam, and I am the new senior pastor at Centerville Presbyterian Church. Today, I am calling all of us to gather to give thanks and to celebrate all of those that have committed their time and their energy and their volunteerism, their funding and their food, and their faith into making affordable housing in the Bay Area a reality. And as you know, this is a miracle. So let's take a moment right now to give thanks.
Thank you, Pastor Sam. Everything we're celebrating today is possible in no small part because Central Commons is the very first and only homeownership development in the state of California to be awarded funding from the California Department of Housing and Community Development's Cap and Trade Affordable and Sustainable Communities program. We're so grateful for that support, and we're proud to see it pay off in this beautiful community. So right now, I'd like to welcome Craig Shields from the California Department of Housing and Community Development.
Thanks, Janice. Good morning.
Good morning.
I was hoping that doing this virtually would make it a little less emotional for me, but that video was very impactful, so we'll see how it goes. It's great to be with you virtually to celebrate this really special occasion. It's an important day for everyone in Fremont, but especially Habitat for Humanity and the really fortunate families who will live here at Central Commons. We know that it takes determination and devotion, often over the course of many years, to get ready for a great day like today. That's why it's so exciting to see these hardworking families become homeowners in this beautiful and well-connected community. It's hard to believe that it has been a year and a half since we were under that big tent to celebrate the first phase of Central Commons. Today, our world is a different place. So much has changed. For many of us, our homes have really become our entire universe. While having a safe and comfortable place to live has always been important, who would have thought we would become so dependent on our homes as much more than a place to sleep and raise our families? Now, for many of us, our home is where we work, teach, learn, and so much more. When I was here in January 2019, I met a few of the families who were getting the keys to their new homes that day. What impressed me most was that they already knew each other from the months they spent building their homes. They hadn't even moved in yet, and they were already a community. As Janice mentioned, homeownership remains a cornerstone of the American dream, provides families with a sense of emotional and financial stability, but most importantly, homeownership just feels good. When a family owns their home, it really feels like a home. The California Department of Housing and Community Development, in collaboration with our partners at the Strategic Growth Council and the California Air Resources Board, administer the Affordable Housing and Sustainable Communities program. That's a lot of words, but they all add up to one very focused goal: to reduce greenhouse gas emissions throughout California. We accomplished this by funding affordable housing and transportation projects that locate homes closer to the places people want and need to go each day, and by encouraging improvements to walking, biking, and transit so folks are less likely to get in their cars and drive to their destinations. At its core, the Affordable Housing and Sustainable Communities program is about making connections. Beyond the beautiful new housing, Central Commons will provide these new homeowners with every advantage of being part of a well-connected community with great access to jobs, healthcare, and some of the best jobs in the country. At Central Commons, Habitat has gone far beyond their vision of a decent place to live. They have provided a well-connected and beautiful place to live. On behalf of the California Department of Housing and Community Development and our partners who work hard to implement statewide climate and housing programs, please accept our congratulations in this truly monumental accomplishment. Thanks again for this opportunity to share in your excitement today.
Thank you so much, Craig. Really heartfelt words, and you are right. Home is so much more than I've ever been before, for sure. As I've said, many hands have built these homes, and two of those hands belong to one particularly enthusiastic partner and advocate of Central Commons. And I'm talking about Lily May, the mayor of Fremont. Mayor May comes to the construction site eager to be put to work. No job is too big or too small. And I'm so glad that she is here today to help us celebrate the fruits of those labors. I'm also thrilled that she is here to represent the city of Fremont, without whose incredible partnership, support, and funding, Central Commons would not be here today. So welcome, Mayor May.
Thank you, Janice, and Habitat for Humanity for the opportunity and honor to join you here today. And from the beginning of the approval of the project to the initial groundbreaking, I'm inspired by the patient instructions and support of the Habitat for Humanity building team. And I've been privileged to have the opportunity to dig trenches with our fellow city council members. And the city of Fremont also had a great workforce team participate. We've nailed 2x4s and created chalk art with Patty and the future homeowners and their children. We've had work days where we had leadership of local women representing so many of our businesses here in Fremont and local throughout the Bay Area, coming together to lift literally tons of drywall and painting baseboards with the San Francisco 49ers, and community volunteers who just step forth with their heart and the spirit to help dedicate and help us raise these homes to new heights. Finally, I have to also acknowledge the great neighbors that we have to this project from Centerville Presbyterian, who have been blessing us with their faith and their support, and also to our amazing firefighters who are next door, who not just provide safety and health, but they also provide delicious barbecues from their amazing barbecue machine. But we've come together today to celebrate this next step in terms of dedicating and transferring this house to the homes. It's key and central to our Fremont's values and beliefs, where we want to make housing, educational opportunities, and the quality of life accessible to those who need it. And I'm thrilled to welcome the families. I'm sad that we're not able to present the keys and the books of faith to them in person today, but I can't tell you how blessed we are to have a little bit of the sweat equity investment of your time and care to turn a development of houses, which was just empty field or empty ground just a few years ago, to a real community and a neighborhood of homes. Welcome to the community for the new part for the Central Commons of Fremont. Thank you for allowing me and our council and so many members to put a little bit of our investment of value and time into making this a reality. And so I can't thank you enough, and look forward to this and future events where we can celebrate together in person. Thank you, Janice, and for all the businesses and people who stepped up.
Thank you, Mayor May. And I want to echo that. I can't wait until we're back together in person again. And you are so right about the fire department. Wow. That's just a little barbecue. That's some impressive barbecue.
It is a machine.
Pros.
Thank you.
But thank you. Thank you to the entire council and the staff. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
So Central Commons has also been built with the investment of some of our corporate partners. And right now I'd like to introduce Stephanie Isaacson, who is here representing one of those partners, PG&E. We've been lucky to call PG&E a partner for more than 15 years, particularly in our green building efforts. PG&E's support has helped put solar panels on every rooftop at Central Commons and made these homes healthier and more energy efficient. Their generosity has not only helped us build these homes at Central Commons, but build them cleaner and greener. So welcome, Stephanie.
Hey, thank you so much, Janice. Thank you for having me. I'm really, really thrilled to be here today. And, you know, Craig was saying earlier, I didn't expect it to be quite so emotional remotely, but it still feels very much the same as when we were there in person. As you mentioned, PG&E has a longstanding partnership with Habitat for Humanity and in East Bay, Silicon Valley, but throughout the state. And many of our investments have been focused on green, sustainable building. But, you know, I feel like, you know, we have a special role to play in establishing and supporting the vitality of the communities that we serve. And so we're really pleased to have been a critical partner to Central Commons. And thank you so much for the opportunity to recognize that work.
I appreciate that so much, Stephanie. And, you know, I wanted to ask you, you guys have supported us through the Solar Habitat Program and the Zero Net Energy Initiative, and you've made it possible for us to build sustainable and affordable houses. I just wanted to ask you from a corporate perspective, why has it been so important for PG&E to support Habitat in this way?
I mean, as you mentioned, the sustainability is something that's critical. And obviously, we as a company are really recognizing the key role that climate change is playing in the sustainability of the state of California. And so part of what we do, both from an economic and community vitality standpoint, but also from an environmental sustainability standpoint, is try to invest in critical projects that can help communities become more sustainable. And that's what's so neat about Central Commons and projects like it. They're not only sustainable from the green rooftop standpoint, but also from the the reuse of infill land, and also the transit-oriented nature of the project. So they're all of that is what we're interested in supporting. But at the end of the day, I think we feel it's critical to lean into the vital nature of our communities, the communities that we serve, and our focus is to ensure that the communities that we serve have wonderful opportunities for safe, affordable housing. And in the Bay Area, we know that's not that easy to come by.
No, it's not. I so appreciate that perspective. Now, last year, you were here in person. I shouldn't say here. You were in Fremont in person when we dedicated the first 11 homes. And so I just wanted to ask, how does it feel to be back virtually, welcoming the last 19 families to this community?
Yeah, I mean, I was for sure there in person, and if not for these extraordinary times, I would be there today. That was really special. We also, a group of us PG&E women, came out and worked at the Women's Build, and we contributed a little bit of our own sweat equity. We dug some ditches, we located some utilities, we raised some walls, and it was a really special experience to contribute our labor to what's ultimately become beautiful homes for our neighbors. These days I don't get to wear my hard hat very often, so it was nice to be able to do that. Nothing can beat that feeling of handing over the big key, though. And so, as a mom, I feel like that's the most important thing that I can do for my son, is to continue to support him to have a safe and comfortable place to live, particularly these days. And so I really enjoyed and was very moved by the ability to hand over that key to another mom and hear what having that home for her family meant to her. Every time I'm in the area, I drive by Central Commons. I live just up the road in San Leandro, and I drive by Central Commons just to sort of capture a little bit of that feeling.
That's wonderful. It's so true. I mean, it's a beautiful community with beautiful people in it. So, and thank you again for not only your personal help in building this, but for PG&E. The partnership is amazing. The employees' volunteer time is amazing. And just the entire history of our partnership is really something we're very proud of and grateful for. So thank you so much, Stephanie. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay. So I want to call in another partner, Wells Fargo, whose employees have been incredibly generous and enthusiastic supporters of Central Commons. And whether that's for their hardworking teams, volunteers, rolling up their sleeves so many times. In fact, they have contributed over 1,500 volunteer hours, or their generous financial support through Wells Fargo Builds Grant that has helped us create new affordable home ownership opportunities here in Fremont. We're so grateful for their partnership. And right now, I'd like to welcome Christina Pills Martinez. Hi, Christina, who's the Bay Region President of Wells. And so I just wanted to welcome you, Christina, and say thank you for joining us. And as I mentioned, Wells has been a huge supporter of Central Commons, and both in terms of volunteerism, which is amazing, as well as financially. And so I just wanted to ask what your experience was hands-on in building for your team, and why has it been so important for your team to do this?
Absolutely. Well, first, good morning, Janice, and congratulations on this wonderful accomplishment and celebration. And through our 33-year partnership with Habitat for Humanity, we've been able to really invest in a lot of underserved neighborhoods that really deserve to have a safe and healthy environment to be able to raise their family, raise their children. And that's what excites us the most. we're especially pleased that we were able to deliver a $200,000 flagship grant to Habitat for Humanity East Bay and Silicon Valley to support families in Fremont. But beyond the grant dollars, what's really been exciting is when our team members are able to be out there and help with these bills and really help make this dream of homeownership a reality. As an example, in 2019, I know you mentioned all the volunteer hours that we've had as a team here at Wells Fargo. Specifically for Central Commons, though, over the years, we've had a total of about 1,600 hours really being side by side with the owners and helping them accomplish that sweat equity. So that's been such an amazing thing. And we're really excited to be able to be part of the closing ceremony events, because of course, that's where it makes it all so worthwhile and real when you see those homeowners and see the looks on their face. And just really being able to be a part of that is just phenomenal.
It's so true. And, you know, one thing about Wells that I really love is you're not only committed to affordable housing programs, but particularly to homeownership in your philanthropy. And I just wanted to ask, why have you made that choice corporately?
I think it's an easy one. When you think about going back for decades, homeownership is probably always going to be in the hearts and minds the number one most important thing to all of our communities. And my parents were able to do that for me. I'm able to do that for my children. And although it might be difficult in the Bay Area, I'm hopeful that they'll be able to do that one day themselves. But at the same time, nationwide, we have a problem. U.S. households are paying over half of their monthly income to support their housing. And a lot of times that's not anywhere near enough. And we know that in the East Bay, this is even more prevalent. So when you think about in Alameda County, 52% of our low-income households and 48% of our low to moderate income households in Contra Costa counties, over half of their monthly incomes go to support their housing expenses. We want that to be we want to be able to make a difference with that. And with Wells Fargo, we looked at our giving strategy and we really wanted to make sure that we took our business expertise and also our philanthropy and really help be part of the solution for this complex societal problem that we really have to make a difference with. And that's why last summer, Wells Fargo made the decision and announced a $1 billion donation to help address not only housing affordability, but also through 2025, but also with a focus of available and affordable rental, transitional housing, and ultimately really being able to help homeownership a dream for more of our communities. So here at Wells Fargo, I think what I'm most proud of and throughout my 28 years with the company have been that we continue to be deeply committed to creating homeownership and making it a reality, especially in our low to moderate income communities, our diverse communities, really making sure that they have the same opportunities as everyone else. And in the 10 years between 2009 and 2018, that showed in that we were able to originate in terms of mortgage to help low to moderate income areas and diverse communities almost as much as 4 of other major bank lenders in terms of mortgages. So we continue to be committed and just incredibly excited again to be here today. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Christina, and for the partnership of Wells Fargo. It's just amazing what you guys are doing corporately, and we just are so appreciative of your support as partners. So thank you again for being here and helping us celebrate.
Thank you.
So many more sponsors that we want to thank, and we're going to show now a few of those. And I've often said that it takes a community to build a community. For those of you who've been around me, you know I say that a lot because it's true. And Central Commons is no exception. We could not have built this community without the support of so many. And I want to give special thanks to these sponsors and partners who have really gone above and beyond in their generous support of Central Commons. Just want to say thank you. So if any of you have ever been to a Habitat dedication ceremony, you know that all of the homeowners moving into Central Commons in any development that we do are given 3 traditional gifts from Habitat to welcome them to their new home. So a few members of our construction team are here and they're going to share a little bit about these gifts and what they symbolize.
Hi there, I'm Ben Grubb. I'm a construction manager with Habitat for Humanity. I'm here today with Olivia Mendoza, Assistant Construction Manager, and Jesse Wilson, a Miracle member, to give some dedication housewarming gifts to the newest families moving to Central Commons. We're going to give them a hammer, a journal, and a keepsake key.
This hammer represents the hard work that our volunteers have put into Central Commons. Our amazing volunteers have put in tens of thousands of hours into Central Commons, and we could not have done it without them. When a family reaches for a hand up, these thousands of incredible people extend their hand. This hammer is a tribute to the amazing community that has come together to extend a hand and welcome these new families into Central Commons.
This journal represents the next chapter in these families' lives, for a home whose walls were built by the love of community. These journals are presented to the new families of Central Commons, to honor those whose generosity made these homes possible, and to record the new memories that will fill these walls.
This key represents the new opportunities these homes will unlock for these families. We believe that affordable home ownership empowers families to meet new aspirations. This key is a symbol for all the dreams and goals these families have for their futures. We're honored to present the new families at Central Commons with this keepsake key and extend a warm welcome home. Congratulations.
Beautifully said, you guys. Thank you. So last January, we presented these same housewarming gifts to the first homeowners at Central Commons. And I personally had the opportunity and the privilege to hand over one of those keepsake keys last year to Darwin. Now, Darwin and his wife, Rhea, are parents to 4 children. And this very robust family of 6 was struggling to fit into 2 small bedrooms. And they needed an affordable place for their children to grow and to thrive. And so when they found Habitat, they found that opportunity. So now Darwin and his family have lived in their home for over a year, and he has a message, which is lovely, for his future neighbors, along with some pictures of the 19 new families becoming homeowners at Central Commons.
Dear Central Commons future neighbors, I'm Darwin Ilan, and on behalf of my family, I'd like to congratulate you all for your achievement. As recipient of the Habitat for Humanity Home Ownership Program, I am humbled to see the remarkable transformation in the lives of my family, especially my children, who feel more safer now and happier than ever. It's been a year now since we've moved into our new home, and with the pandemic we all go through, I always believe that the greatest asset you can have is a healthy family secured in the safety and comfort of your own house. As you begin to embark a new chapter of your family life and as future homeowners, I urge you to use this well-deserved achievement as a springboard to make a difference in the lives of people within and without your circle of influence. This is one way to pay it forward the blessings we all receive together. It's been a long waiting time for some of you, but it's all worth it now. Nothing is more rewarding than to try a seemingly impossible task, but were made possible because one day you decided we are going to pursue our dreams. The worst possible thing a person can do is not to try at all, but you did, and so you made it. Again, congratulations. I empathize with your feelings, and it can be overwhelming sometimes. I say just relax, take it easy, and embrace the new normal. As for me, the first order of things is to thank God and get my kids' act together to start moving things from my old apartment. The first few weeks can be overwhelming, but there is no reason to rush. Just enjoy the moment and take things one day at a time. My kids still miss their old place as I pass by it. I ask them if we can go back. They tell me, "You go back, Dad. We'll stay here." Funny, isn't it? But the dynamics of your family, your children's demeanor will change for a lifetime. It's something you will cherish for the rest of your life. As your future neighbor, you will come to see me often. And I'm here not only as your good neighbor, but as a good friend. And I look forward to meet each and every one of you. We have a wonderful multicultural community at Central Commons. And the beauty of it is we can all share our fundamental values of care and friendship, understanding, respect, and openness. We can all be independent thinkers as good neighbors and still pursue the common good of our community and seek the highest well-being of everyone. We can agree to disagree or even agree disagreeably on many points. But more importantly, we can be good neighbors for the enhancement of our community. I wish you all the best. So long, folks, and thank you.
Beautifully said, Darwin. Thank you so much. You and your neighbors, all families at Central Commons, are the reason we're celebrating today, because we know what an immense accomplishment homeownership is. We know that once you open your front door, there are so many other doors waiting to be opened beyond that. We know what it means to have a community to root your family in, to have a home to count on, an affordable mortgage, and that leaves you the freedom to thrive and to have your children thrive. We know what it means to have your family have the opportunity to build a foundation that is a great possibility, not only for you and your family, but for your neighbors and your community. So, want to start thanking everybody again. I want to thank Craig from the California Department of Housing and Community Development, Mayor May of the city of Fremont. Sorry, Lily. Stephanie from PG&E and Christina from Wells Fargo, along with Griffel, Cisco, and the other amazing partners who have helped make Central Commons possible, from a dirt lot to this beautiful 30-home neighborhood. And of course, I want to thank our construction crew, our AmeriCorps team, and of course, our amazing volunteers. These homes are here because your hands stood up these walls, shingled the roofs, installed the windows, painted baseboards. Your work means that 19 more families have a stable, affordable, and healthy home to call their own. And thank you for lending a hand up to these families and to the community of Fremont. So whether you swung a hammer on site, gave financially in support, or simply here today to welcome our newest Central Commons families home, I'm so happy that you could be here to celebrate the moment with us. And of course, to the 19 newest families at Central Commons, from your Habitat family to you, we say welcome home. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and have a great day. God bless.